Power Pros World Koshien game coming up, and we've got myself versus Compass Valley High versus the Brazosport exporters. This is going to be a big game, Pool B. Now you're going to see, obviously going to see from my perspective this game. It's going to be a little bit of a different commentary too, because I'll talk about what I was thinking, what I was feeling, maybe some of the issues I come up with. Take a look there, Ramos, red mood. I was like, oh yes baby, this is hype here. I thought about maybe putting Bobson at catcher because, you know, Cadillac's there is unfortunately purple, but I was like, you know what, I can't take Cadillac's out of the game. Let's just drop him in the order. But everyone else looking pretty good, you know, across the board here now. And we're going to be going up against Compass, which is his second game. Lost the first game to the Cash Money Academy. Cash Money High. And this is my first game, so I was a little nervous, the jitters. I have obviously played Compass a lot before. I just wasn't too sure how things would go. Here we go, zipping right past it. Compass did not. He said, you know what, I don't want to see any of the intro stuff. I was a bit, you know, I was ready to just let it roll out so we could get a nice little recording. But here we go, first pitch from Ramos. So Ramos, obviously one of the best pitchers here. I think the third or second best pitcher. Yeah, third best pitcher, just behind Silver here. Got the gripper ability for low pitches and iron ball. And just like that, I threw a fork ball. Compass was all over it. One out here. 166 kilometers per hour, B fastball life. So everything's going to be coming in pretty fast to him. There was a level 7 shooto there. There comes the hard slider, level 6, right in the same spot. He swings through it, and then we get him to get jammed a little bit on the inside shooto. Round ball to Lockwood. Lockwood's going to throw it over there, and we've got a quick 2 outs. So I'm moving back to the fork ball here. I'm still trying to test Compass, still trying to mix in. Got a nice little perfect fastball here, and then we do the high effort fastball. He watches it though, 165. And then we try and get him to, you know, chase a little spinning curveball. He gets a piece here. I thought that might get over, but it does not. Camp is able to get there. That is the out there, the side. Now moving to the bottom of the second. So Ramos leading things off. Just wanted to take a few pitches from Willard, see what he was working with. But look at that, pink mood Willard. This is about as good as Willard is going to get. So 1-1 count to Ramos. Here comes the pitch. And we're ready to go. High inside shooto, sneaks through the infield. Probably shouldn't have been a hit, but the infielders for Brazosport could not get there. So now we got a run on first. We got Luis Martinez up with the S speed. Thinking to myself, I definitely need to move Ramos to second. Do not want to double play. Hard ground ball up the middle. Martinez sneaks that one through. Now we got runners on first and second. And we've got Glicky coming up to the plate. A contact, S speed. I know that, you know, Compass is wanting to go inside, lower, high here. I sit on the pitch, but I miss it. I pulled the PCI. I was so stressed. But hey, works just like a bunt. And now we've got Brock Lockwood, the best hitter, sitting right on it. I was so, again, I was just nervous. I was like, the eyes lit up. I took a swing, and it was unfortunately a ground ball. But hey, Lockwood gets on, gets the RBI. It is 1-0, first and third one out. And now up for Bobson. Getting a bit too aggressive here. A swing at, you know, unfortunately, a bad pitch here. 2 in a row, and there is out number 2. At this point in time, I'm thinking to myself, I just want to get this third runner in. I just need to put the ball in play. Martinez is fast, and we did not do it. High inside shooto, do not get enough of it. Not enough power for Ross there, and now it was 1-0. Ramos back on the mound. We're going to still try and test Compass a little bit, see what he's going to swing at and not. We've got Blue Mood Doan up. The shooto was a really tough pitch for Compass to hit versus Cash Money, so I knew that I needed to throw a steady dose of those here in this game. We throw a fork ball right down the middle there, just beneath the zone. He fouls it off, and then we end with the shooto. So strike pick for me, also a shooto. Now we've got Ware up to the plate. Trying to get him to chase here with a curveball. We do get him, but I think this might be one of the last times to get him to chase there, as he knew what I was up to with that. Shooto just off the edge, and now we go back to the shooto again, and he takes it. So Tough pitch to take right there. We got 2 outs here. Ramos back to dealing hard inside slider. Gets a piece of it, but Cadillacs will be there, and that is out 3. So great showing by Ramos so far. No hits through the second. Now Kendra Camp, the second baseman / catcher, up to the plate. We think it's going to be high inside. It is not. High outside. We ground out right to win, and that'll be out number 1. Cadillacs, purple mood. Unfortunate for Cadillacs, but trying to see what we can do here. 1-0 pitch. What's it going to be? We're ready for that fastball, but it goes right to Ware over at third, and now we've got Slow, the first baseman. First-year first baseman. We see that pitch come in, but got a little jiggly with the PSI, and soft ground ball to Doan at second. So moving on, top 3 now, I believe, and now Ramos back to work. Fastball, steady dose of fastballs here. I'm thinking I gotta switch things up a little bit, give him a lot of shoot-outs. And maybe try and get that fastball to work here. He taps it here. Lockwood is able to get it, throws it over, and that is out number 1. Sticking with some of the inside stuff to Lockwood again, makes a play. Easy over there, Slow grabs it. And we now have 2 outs just like that. So he's been all over this forkball, and so we switch location on it. High inside, high outside. Just miss with a fastball there. Let's see if we can get him to chase at this curveball. He's spitting on that now. I think he knows he sees it, so I have to go to the shooto. He gets a piece of it, but not very much of it, and Cadillacs will pull it in. That is 3 outs, moving now to the bottom of the third. Back to Ramos to lead things off. Just 1-0 here. I'm trying to think to myself, I got to get some hits. Ramos all over that. Second hit for Ramos. Ramos has yet to give up a hit on the mound, and he's got 2 hits now in the field. So I'm sitting on this high pitch. We're going to bunt. Just try and do what we tried to do last at bat. Ramos gets a second, and now we've got Glicky and Lockwood coming up here. Look how bad I missed with that PSI. I chose to swing super late. What's it going to be? I thought it was going to be high, and then I backed off of it, and now we've got 0-2 and Glicky. Unfortunately, not ready for that pitch at all. There's one unfortunate K with one of our best hitters. So we're just sitting low inside now. We're just saying, give it to us. We got S power. It was right there, guys. Did you see that? Right there. It does not drop. So close to dropping, but I was right there with the power PCI, and then I panicked and moved it. So that is going to be the bottom of the 3. Moving on the top 4. We're now back to the top. Ramos still dealing big hit there. Like I said, the forkball has been Compass's ball there, and I think here I said to myself, yep, never throwing that pitch again. Too close for comfort. If that's in the gap, I don't know if I'm getting to it. All right, so 0-1 pitch, Green now. Trying to go beneath the zone with the fastball here, the hard fastball. And then we finish a little bit of a mislocation, but the high effort 166 kilometer fastball is hard to get. We spit one in the dirt here just to change eye level, just to change speed, get that curveball there. And then now backdoor shooto off the plate. As you can see there, he fouls it off. Now we've got 1-1. We go with the hard slider in. He swings at it. Lockwood there to make a play again. And that will be out number 2. Sorry, out number 3, moving on to bottom 4. So Bobson now up. Red move Bobson. And here we go. Tries to take a high outside fastball for a ball there. Probably shouldn't be swinging at that, but I was ready for it. And we were sitting fastball. We aim high. It ends up being low. We got the PCI there in time. So Bobson does get a hit. We got runner on first, and we've now got Ross up to the plate. Contact hitter ability. Very bad PCI miss there. I think I just pulled off it too late there. That might have been a hit. And look at that purple flash. We were just late on that, guys. Just late. Ross almost potentially hit a double on the line. We got 1-2. We aim there. See, that shooto is going to prove deadly for us later here. I think we got a couple strikeouts on that. But now we got 1-0. Kendra Camp doesn't get very much of that. I felt like I was on that, but you know, just not very much there. So we got 2 outs. Now Cadillac's up. Lets that little sinker go by. And here comes the next pitch. There's that shooto again, high outside. That started giving me a little bit of trouble, and I think Compass knew it. Ware throws it over the diamond and gets out number 3. Now we got Doan back up to the plate. Ramos gets a perfect fastball to start things off. But Compass being a little bit more patient here. Misses on that shootout, so I think I've got him on the ropes here. Back to the high inside fastball. And then now let's see if we can get a different type of forkball, really out of the zone, starting low, but dropping there. And then we try something new here with a little hard little curveball just to get the eye and speed difference there, and then end with the shootout. He ends up to hit it there to first base. Could have been a hit if he hit it a little bit harder, but it is caught by slow at first. All right, we've got 1 out, 1 strike. Like I said, spitting on that curveball now. I know I can't really throw it anymore, but just doing it to try and, you know, change speeds, keep him guessing. We don't want to get one-dimensional with our out pitch, the shootout there and the slider. And then we go high effort fastball, painted, perfect on the press twice, and that will be out number 2. Ramos is feeling it. There is another forkball. We try it. Luckily for us, he didn't get too much of it, and that will be out number 3. Here, moving on to the bottom 5. Still 1-0. I'm starting to get a bit nervous, knowing that I need a little bit extra just to be safe here, especially after seeing that pump game. And so now we've got Slow, who's going to pop one over. I thought that might fall, but it does not. Doan able to range and get there. Now we're back to the top of the order with Ramos. 2 for 2 on the day. Can he be 3 for 3? I think he will be. I know he will be, actually, because I saw it. So he gets the first with 1 out, and now brings up Luis Martinez up to the plate. Gonna hit one in. I was like, oh no, double play. And it is, unfortunately. Luis, one of our fastest runners, grounds into a double play. It is still 1-0, now moving to top 6. Resting all of my confidence here on Diego Ramos. 3rd best pitcher here in the league. Would have been to the 6th hole there now, but Lockwood, pretty good defender, able to range there, making it out 1 for Wynn now up at the plate. Ramos still dealing. We're still going back to that forkball. I'm trying to make it work. He's still getting a piece of it. Luckily for us, Wynn just that G power couldn't get it out of the infield, and now we've got 9th batter Willard, who is going to get jammed on the shootout and pop up. So that'll be out number 3. Moving on to bottom 6. We've got Glicky, Lockwood coming up to the plate here. Are 2 of our better hitters. And Glicky, unfortunately, I think my finger slipped there. Not too sure. And it's going to land somehow. So I don't know where. Was not able to get to that. But Glicky's got plus speed, 97S. And that will get him here. So we steal. But also I notice a fastball low away. And Lockwood able to get there, and that will give Lockwood a double, and Glicky gets in. I wasn't intending to swing at all there, guys. Just get to Glicky to second there, but that pitch was too juicy and ready to go. And so we were able to pop that down the line and double. Now 2-0. So now great pitch right there. That's super close for Bobson. We're now trying to be a little bit patient. We know we got no outs, runner on second. And we swing behind 156-kilometer fastball. Ready to go. There's that shootout again we talked about. We unfortunately dropped the PCI. I read the spin wrong, so now we got 1 out. Ross will tap it to first, so we move the runner to third at least with 2 outs. Let's see if we can get that third in. Kendra Camp coming up here. Hitless so far in this game. Ground ball down to first. She will not get in that run. So the score now is 2-0 here in the 7th. So we got 1 extra run, but definitely need to be hitting a lot better here if we want to take down some of these other teams. And there's a pop-up. Ramos still dealing about, 60% through the juice bar there. Low fastball. Gonna foul that off. And now Green trying to get something going for Compass. We're trying to get him to swing at some balls here. He does have a good eye, but he cannot connect with that shootout. Can't time it, can't find where it goes. Level 7 shootout, hard to hit. That's going to be second out. So we thought about going low forkball, as you know, but Compass has been hitting that. So we moved to high there, high inside. And now 1-1 pitch, the hard slider. Gonna foul that off. And I know I got him on the ropes here. Gonna go back inside to try and see if he can get him to chase at something. And then come to the shootout, which looks like a fastball low down the middle. And he swings. Another K. Ramos now has strong finisher active as we move into the 7th inning. All right, so Cadillac's the 8th hitter up. Gonna take a offer at a high inside fastball, a little bit behind on, and that will be out number 1. So Slow now up. He's gonna take what basically looked like the same exact pitch, maybe a little lower. Misses there, jiggled the PCI, and that's gonna be out number 2. So Ramos, Let's see if he can keep the hit train going. 3 hits for so far. 3 for 3. Here it comes. And that is not going to get out of the infield. Just underneath that. Jam the PCI down. That will be 3 outs. Moving on to the 8. Still 2-0. Ramos still dealing. All right, we've got 1 strike there. Doan looks like pretty behind there. We're going to change the altitude of the forkball. That forkball reminds me a lot of Ayasa's special pitch without the glint. Big drop on that. And we've got 0-2, the shoot ball, backdoor shoot ball, or not backdoor, I should say front door shoot ball. That will be out number 1. So 5th batter Ware now up. Gonna get the front door slider to sneak in there. Gonna try and get him to chase. Perfect fastball there. It just barely misses, but he doesn't swing at it. Change the eye level again with the forkball, and now gonna finish him off with a perfect dot again on Ware. So unfortunately, we really are able to hit our plus effort pitches pretty good here. And this will be a soft ground ball from Griggs to Camp over to be 3 outs here. 3 more chances for Compass here. No hits in the game so far. Martinez, hard ground ball over to first. That will be out number 1. And now we've got Glicky, Lockwood coming up to the plate. Glicky gonna let that shooto go in. We gotta watch out for the high outside shooto, I'm thinking to myself, but there's a high outside fastball that we were a bit late for. And now we have a 1-1 pitch. Glicky is getting ready. Just a bit jammed on that. Couldn't get the PCI to the exact place I wanted to, so that will be out too. And now Lockwood switching over to power. Good pitch there. If we would have put the PCI there, that would have been, you know, a real nice little problem. Missed badly with that power swing. Overestimated how much it would move. And that will be 3 outs. So it's 2-0 moving on to the 9th. So can Ramos close this out? Can he close down the perfect game? I'm starting to get a bit nervous here. I want him to do it. I want this first game, Ramos, to really shine. Iron ball, ripper, strong finisher, and we get Compass here. We get Lockhart here. Looks like Compass is going to start to make some changes. Sanchez Jr. comes in for Wen. Here comes the pitch, and I was like, oh no, but luckily Martinez is there right to him. The best offer of the day for Compass, but now we've got 2 outs. Willard up, and he's going to make a change. Willard's going to come out of the game here. This is their last shot in a 2-0 game, Brazosport and Valley. He's thinking. You know, 75 pitches for Ramos so far. 60 strikes and only 15 balls. So got some taken pitches here, but I'm going to stick with my tried and true here. The shoot ball, Ramos will get it himself, fires it over to slow, and that is it. The perfect game for Diego Ramos in the first game of the pool play tournament. There, Valley 2-0 over Brazosport. Guys, I could not believe it. Diego Ramos literally does it all himself. 3 hits up for him. He gets the perfect game, guys. Wow, I just couldn't believe it. Love to see it. Ramos going to be a beast in this tournament. Really excited for him. But let's take a look at the box scores and see how we did. So there it is. 7 hits, 2 runs off 7 hits, 0 for Brazosport. Taking a look at Brazosport there. So, like I said, 8 Ks on the day for Diego Ramos. No hits. No one got on base. No walks. No errors. Willard, he went the distance. 58 pitches. Was able to, unfortunately, give up those 2 runs. So now let's take a look at the Valley side. Like I said, those 7 hits from those 2 runs. Ramos 3 for 4 with a run. A lot of 1 hits across the board. Martinez, Glicky, Lockwood all get a hit. Glicky with that other run. Lockwood with the double and the 2 RBIs. So 2 RBIs, both runs that came in at the hand of Lockwood. Struck out 3 times here. We had Martinez with that sack too. But the story, Ramos, 76 pitches, 27 batters, 8 Ks, no hits, no runs. Wow. Guys, this was a fun game to play. I mean, Compass did, really well. All things considered. Willard pitched well. He kept me off balance hitting wise. Seems like he learned after pump and kind of switched up things a little bit. Got the scouting report on Willard, but man, Diego Ramos is a beast. I can't wait to see what he does in this tournament. So we'll be moving on to the next game here. I appreciate you guys watching this one, and until the next one, we'll see you. Peace.